Roderick, Harper, welcome to the Soulgigs radio show with myself, Simon P. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you. I'm great. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. And how is it where you are at the moment? It looks quite bright and tranquil. And,
you know. Nice and hot, the way I love it.
Yeah, because you're in the South, aren't you? If I'm not mistaken.
Sir. I'm in New Orleans. Yes, New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans, to be precise. And we've been having a little bit of hot weather here in London. It's so funny. If you ever, I don't know if you've had a chance to come to our city.
No, I want to. I really want to.
Right. Now, it's weird because we have a climate where it's just raining like pretty much most of the time and it's kind of drab. But you know, we get a little bit of sun like we've got now, and people can't handle it, man. They're like,
they can't handle it.
They can't take it, man. It's like, it's too hot. It's too hot. I'm like, listen. I went to the Essence Music Fest a few years back, and I said that like, you guys don't know heat until you come here.
This is tropical heat. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've got family in the Caribbean, so I guess over the years I'm used to heat. I can take it, but that New Orleans heat was something else. that was something else.
Yes.
So, Roderick, let's just jump in. I mean, to educate our listeners to your music. I mean, you got a great album out in stores now. We want Back to Love.
Yes,
sir. And we really want to just get a snapshot of your journey up until this point, because I don't know if I've interpreted you wrong, but having looked back at your back catalogue, because you've had several albums out prior to now. If I take you back to your debut, Beautiful Blessings, in 2001.
Beautiful Beginnings.
I beg your pardon. Beautiful Beginnings. This is a lesson to all children. You must write neatly, because I actually wrote it down. Correctly. But I'm reading it back because of my terrible handwriting. But anyway, so Beautiful Beginnings in 2001, your debut. You had your sophomore album, Essence of.
Yes.
In 2004. You then had Perfect Imperfections in 2018. Fast forward to 2020, another album, Evolving.
Yes.
Now, all of those albums that I've listened to leading up to the current one, because, it's actually Make It Last Forever. I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, who the hell's this? I was like, what's going on? Who's this? Who is this guy? But your previous work has been more straight or contemporary jazz.
That is correct.
So has this been like a burning desire that's been sat within for a number of years to produce work like this?
In terms of having it documented, yes. But I've been singing. My little light went out. That's okay. I've been singing, R&B like all my life. And I performed it, in front of audiences. I have never documented it in terms of recording. Like ever since I crossed over 50. I'm 55 now. But
you look great, sir. You look great.
Thank you. But ever since I crossed over, I was like, okay, I'm going to start like really stepping out of the boxes that I've been in for most of my life, and just in all aspects of my life. And so one of those boxes was, if you're quote unquote a jazz vocalist or jazz, that's the only thing that you can do. But we as human beings can do so much. And I know that I'm capable of doing other things. So I said I wanted to start to expand my catalog to express another part of me. So I'm going to be doing a lot of different things. I haven't abandoned that music, but I'm going to be doing more of this and that. I guess that's
right. No, absolutely. And one of the things that I loved reading about you, and let me try to get this quote right if I can read my own illegible handwriting. And the quote goes, "This album is the sound of me becoming the man I was always meant to be." That's quite powerful.
Yeah.
Are those your own words?
Those are my words. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, that's I think that's a beautiful way to describe, your journey up until to this point. So, obviously the album was released, and I know we've embraced it here in the UK. So,
I'm so
how has it been on both sides of the pond?
It's doing okay here, but it's doing very well over there. And it actually took me by surprise. It really took me by surprise. And I guess one of the first people that contacted me from over there was asking me, like, what did you do? And I was like, I don't know how you all got it. I mean, I'm grateful, however they got it, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy, especially because this album, I wrote like all the lyrics on everything. So it's even more personable. Like it's more there. These are my children, I've written a few things on some of the other things, but this is a big one for me in terms of me releasing a lot of things going on in my head, in my life, and just, what I want out of life.
No, I think definitely that you did a great job. And what impressed me more as well is that the album, am I correct in saying that the album was recorded live as well with the live instruments and everything?
Yeah, yes.
Which is, we don't get much of that in today's. It's a very kind of overproduced market, So
yes.
Dizzy Gillespie, oh my God, like, can you?
Yes.
Dizzy Gillespie, oh my God, like, can you?
Yes.
Dizzy Gillespie, oh my God, like, can you?
Yes.
Dizzy Gillespie, oh my God, like, can you?
Yes.
Dizzy Gillespie, oh my God, like, can you?
Yes.
Dizzy Gillespie, oh my God, like, can you share some of these experiences of playing with these, these jazz greats in your earlier years?
I would to cover the most bases, I would just say education. It's not like, Alvin Baptiste is more like a direct mentor. When I went to college, went to Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he was over the Jazz Institute. I did not go to school. My major was political science, but my passion was music. Your parents were like, oh, you need to find something that you can fall back on or whatever. But I knew in my mind what I wanted. So I started hanging out in the music department and ran into this beautiful music and fell in love with it. And he just took me by the hand and guided me, just by really he puts his students in situations, and you just grow and develop from those kinds of things. So that also helps me adapt and adjust. Same thing with Ellis Marsalis did the same thing. Shirley Horn, a lot of different people. The way they pass on the tradition and just learning things is not by always telling you, well, you need to do this and you do this. They put you. It's like throwing a child into a pool.
Yeah.
Your nature will come up, and you'll be forced to deal with what those situations are and grow. So
yeah. Now, everyone's journey is unique, and, you've got quite a history there in terms of, you've moved and you've played in different parts of the States. You've had quite a journey up until this point, and it must be quite surreal at this point in your career to put out music, arguably, that maybe you've wanted to do for many years, and for it to receive international acclaim.
Yes.
Oh my, that must be a big blessing, man.
It's actually, I mean, it's very emotional for me because, like I said, it's like in my mind. I mean, I can't say, well, why did I do it before? Because it's too late for that. But I'm just happy that I'm doing it now, and I'm able to appreciate it and enjoy it. Probably I might not have been able to appreciate what I was doing if I did this back then. It could have gone in a whole nother direction. So this is the time that I'm supposed to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, absolutely. And you've got a number of tracks. I'm actually just trying to bring it up on my phone as I'm speaking now, but you've got a number of tracks on this. Have you got a favorite track yourself? Because I'm going to tell you which of the tracks that I love on this album.
Really? Make It Last Forever was definitely one of my favorites, but the absolute favorite really wasn't going to be on the CD, but we were in the process of mixing the record, and I received this music and I was inspired to write to it. I was like, I gotta go. I literally ran into the studio like a week before the final mix was being done, and I recorded Heart's Desire. Is my favorite one. So.
Yeah, that's on my list. That's on my list. Heart's Desire, got to make it last forever. Like I said, is the one that's the one that hooked me in.
Yeah.
So and also Back to Love as well. That's another one of my favorites. So for anyone listening in to our show, if you haven't. I mean, all of the DJs and journalists and whatnot, I would have had your music. But for the listeners, the most important, those listeners, if they haven't already heard of it, I strongly recommend them to go and check out Back to Love by Roderick Harper.
Thank you.
What does, obviously, the States is comparable here with the UK in terms of what's going on with COVID. Have you had a chance to reflect through this period and think of, what's the plan? Have you got more material like this that you've had stored up that you're expecting to release maybe next year, or what do you foresee for the next couple of years? I'm trying to find a way to get over there, number one, and I'm trying to find some promoters or somebody that I can get over there and perform, because I definitely want to show my appreciation, and then also just to meet the people over there, since they embraced the music and me, so well. So that's one thing. Right.
But in addition to that, I've already started working on the next R&B record. Actually, when I finish this, I'm going back into the studio this evening. Yeah. And then in a few months, I'm in the process of writing for my next jazz record. That record is going to be produced by, I don't know if you're familiar with a jazz drummer named Jameson Ross. He's a Grammy-nominated vocalist and drummer. And he's incredible, and he's agreed to work with me on my next project. So I'm excited about that, because it's always good to have somebody pushing you. I do so much stuff on my own, but it's good when people are willing to come and just be a part of it. It helps you grow even faster. So I'm looking forward to both of those things.
Absolutely,
I just want to sing and perform and travel. That's all I want to do.
No. Well, listen, in terms of number one, we're gonna keep in touch and and connect with you, and I'm sure it's not going to be too long. Once the UK opens up, obviously we have a big love for soul and R&B music.
Yes.
It's kind of niche. Our community in the UK is quite niche in that. In the States, you guys probably have like larger arenas and perform to maybe larger crowds. But what we have, I guess, in the UK is more small and local. But, the thing is... I love that, though. Yeah.
I'm actually an introvert that forces himself to be an extrovert. So I'm good.
Okay. Now, a couple of your, you've got quite a versatile style, because there's a good blend of what you guys may call in the States as stepping tunes, which we appreciate out here as well. But you're not afraid to get up close and personal and croon as well. So it's quite a nice mix.
Yes. I just love to sing. I love to sing and I love music. Like when I was I think I learned how to sing the same time I learned how to talk. Especially back in the late 60s, early 70s, they had everything was musical. Commercials, they had like great songs for commercials, theme songs, and I knew them all, and I would sing them all. People would tell me to shut up, that I was singing so much. So, I just love music.
Crazy. Now, you've got a new single out. It's a collaboration. It's a little different, and tell us a little bit about that, because you got a collab going on there as well.
Well, the song itself actually is, how do I say this? I'm no longer married. Okay.
Right.
I was married for quite a while. And so when I sat down and started writing the song, my intention was not necessarily to write directly about it, but it just, some of the stuff just started coming out. Not all of it's not like verbatim, what happened or whatever, but it was definitely inspired by the end of my relationship and basically realizing at a certain point, because I love you, I need to let you do what's best for you because I want the best for you. And I realize I'm not that person. So I really want the best for you. And it was really important for me. I'm not going to be too long. I just really want to get this out.
No, get this out, man.
Okay. So when I recorded the song, I know it was it's very current, in terms of the sounds and stuff like that. So I was like, it was calling to me. Originally, it was recorded with just me. And I was like, we need a rapper on here. And so I reached out to a couple of people in Chicago that I knew, some young rappers that I knew because I just moved from there a few years ago. That didn't work out. And I was just about to say, forget it. And one of my close friends here was like, well, I know this guy, Jay Lyric here. I mean, he's ridiculous. Yeah. And so he let him hear it and we met and he had already written out the whole thing. And when we went to the studio, I mean, he literally knocked it out in like 5 minutes. It was just ridiculous. And then just his whole spirit was the same, like we connected.
Yeah.
He was a very, very humble guy. I mean, a beautiful lyricist. I mean, he does all kinds of stuff. He's not, he's very mature. I put it that way.
Right.
And it just worked out well. And the single is called Speechless. Speechless, yes.
Speechless, and that's in all good stores now.
Yes.
Amazing. Now,
got another one coming around the corner at the end of the month.
Okay. You're going to keep it coming. Yeah, I mean, what I find fascinating as well, and what's going to keep you busy in years to come, is that you're not turning your back on jazz. Clearly, you've committed a big part of your life to it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a smart move. I think in today's world, we need to, whatever business you're in, you need to be multifaceted. You need to have different things going on. It's great if you can just do one thing and it's amazing and it's a success. Great, good for you. But the reality is, for many of us, we have to do multiple things, and we have the hope that maybe one or two will do well. So it's going to keep you busy, but
I'm fine with that.
I think the R&B fans that you've just connected with are going to be crossing over to the jazz, and maybe the jazz will cross over into the R&B. So you've got a good thing going there for sure.
Well, my example really, I was really inspired about that like many years ago, back when Diane Reeves first came out.
Okay.
Because when I saw her live in concert, like at the time she had her I guess technically her biggest hit is actually an R&B pop hit. When she was talking about her grandmother. But to watch her perform and like live in concert, to transition from jazz songs to R&B songs to be a singer, there are different headspaces that you have to be in to sing different styles. Me watching her and studying, because I study all singers and performers, and to watch her transition, the way she transitioned like masterfully, it just blew my mind. I was like, that's what I want to do right there.
Right.
I want to be able to sing whatever I want to, but it's a skill that you have to grow in. You can't just like.
You don't just land.
Exactly.
I can do this.
So that's part of the goal, just to be able to do whatever I feel like or whatever it's called for. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I want to do that. Let's try this.
Yeah. let's do it. Well, listen, it seems like it's going to be a busy, few months and the next maybe year or two for you. So we are going to keep a track. We're going to keep a track on what you're doing. Congratulations on this project. It's Back to Love. It's a great album. It's highly recommended. When I reached out to you, you were really quick to get back to me, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So I know that you're going to show the same love and energy to the fans that reach out to you. So where can they engage with you for those that want to interact and buy your music and see what's going on your own journey?
Okay. Well, we'll start out with the website. The website is www.roderickharper.com. It has like all my information on there and also links to everything, to all my social media. I am on Instagram under I am Roderick Harper. On Facebook, I have 2 Facebook pages. One is Roderick Harper Muhammad. The other one is Roderick Harper. Typically, I'm more on the Roderick Harper Muhammad, but I always push things over to the Roderick Harper, right, so you don't miss anything. On Twitter, what am I? If you type in my name, it's actually Harp Music, but if you type in Roderick Harper, you'll see my picture and
you'll find it. Yeah. Right. All good. I think
love
you
to talk to people, as you can tell.
No, man, we appreciate that energy, and like I say, anything, we're in the business really of supporting the independent artists. We want to, especially when we gravitate to good music, and this is the reason I've reached out to you, because what you've produced in Back to Love, it's good. It's great music. Make it last forever. Like I said, as soon as that hit me, I was like, "What?" Yeah, that was my jam for a good few weeks, man. So that made me investigate more. Who is this guy? And I'm glad that I did. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care, man. All right, peace.